Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Salad Revolution. And today's session is about what not to add in salads because many times we think this is healthy, but actually it isn't. And that's what our nutritionist Shalu Nijhawan is going to be telling us what we should not be adding in salads. So let me call her over. She's a sweetheart, and you're going to see why. All over to you, Shalu. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rena, and a very warm welcome to all the participants to the second session of the Salad Revolution. I'm super excited to share with you some really interesting information about what to add and what not to add in the salads. But before that, I would like to tell you a little bit about myself very quickly. I've been associated with Sharan for the past 5 years now. But before this, I was running a bakery business in Bangalore. I had three bakeries and they were doing very good. But my husband was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease called ankylosing spondylitis. And when he was not even able to get out of bed, and the doctor said that there's no treatment to this disease, and all he could do was to take painkillers and steroids throughout his life as the disease cannot be reversed. So we started doing that. But as a result of taking those medicines, as a side effect of those medicines, my husband got diagnosed with hypertension and diabetes also at the age of 31, and his condition was getting worse even after taking those medicines. So that's when I realized that medicines actually never cure us, and there's something missing that we are not doing. And I started researching on the internet, and I came to know that there are a few people in the world who reversed this disease only with the help of a plant-based lifestyle. I ordered their books, started studying them, and we started making small changes in our diet. We were non-vegetarians earlier, but in this journey, I also discovered Sharan, and I started learning from Dr. Nandita Shah what needs to be done. And we started on a whole food plant-based lifestyle. And it was just magical for us. Like within 1 month, he was able to get rid of his diabetes, his hypertension. And within 3 months, he was able to get rid of all his medicines, like his painkillers and steroids were gone. And because of the steroids, he had also gained a lot of weight. He was 110 kgs. He lost 30 kgs of weight after going on the whole food plant-based lifestyle. And now he's doing very good. He's living a very active lifestyle, and he's going to office. And from a person who was not even able to get up from bed and go to the washroom, now he's a person who goes for his regular walks, and he swims, and he's doing his office, and everything is normal, all thanks to this lifestyle. And even I was able to improve my immunity much better. So then I stopped my bakery business, and I trained under Dr. Nandita Shah as a nutritionist and as a facilitator with Sharan. And now I do cooking classes, and I do talks like these, and I do consultations, and I help people reverse their lifestyle diseases only with the help of food without any medicines. So, welcome to all of you in this journey of healthy living. And now I would like to start my presentation. Okay. So, in the morning session, we learned what is the importance of eating raw food, right? So even at my home, like I try to have lots of salads, and my husband enjoys eating his raw food. And I have two kids. My son is 9, my daughter is almost 7 now. She's 6 currently, going to be 7, and they just love salads, especially with all the delicious dressings that I make at home. And you're going to learn in the Salad Revolution how you can make your own delicious dressings without any artificial ingredients, very healthy dressings which make the salads even more delicious. So we know the importance of eating raw food and the importance of eating salads. We also know why. We have also learned why salads are the healthiest and the easiest and the quickest meals to make, right? But sometimes what happens is that when we start eating salads, when we are not used to eating salads, and we start eating salads, sometimes we get some digestive issues like gas or bloating. And then we feel that salads are not suiting me, or salads are not for me. So then we stop eating them. But that's not what we should be doing, because salads never cause gas or bloating or any digestive issues. In fact, salads are very, very good for our digestive system, because salads have a lot of microfibers. They have fibers which our body can't digest, but the good bacteria in our gut can digest it very well, and the good bacteria grows very fast when we are eating salads with the skin on. So salads are something which actually improve our digestion, and not something that will cause that should ideally cause you gas or bloating if you don't have any other gut related issues. So why do they cause gas or bloating initially? Because we combine certain kinds of foods which are not supposed to be combined in our salads. So because all the different kinds of foods have different digestion timings and different digestion process. So what we need to do is food types which have the similar kind of digestion system should be have together, and the ones which are very different from each other, or the digestion timings are different, that we have to separate and eat. So it's very, very simple, nothing complicated. I'm just going to share with you a few guidelines. Just keep that in mind, and you're never going to have gas or bloating because of salads, right? So the first important thing, like this mistake I also did when I started eating salads. What I used to do is I used to add some chunks of maybe pineapple, or even green apples I used to add, because I really like the tangy flavor. So I used to add a lot of fruits in my salads, thinking that fruits are also raw and veggies are also raw, so I can combine and make a very delicious salad and have it, although it's very, very delicious to have. But fruits are mostly natural sugars and water, so their digestion process and the timing is very different, because fruits digest very, very fast compared to few vegetables. So what we do is that we never combine fruits with vegetables in our salads. If we want to eat fruits, then we have a fruit salad. We don't add any vegetables to it, right? So this is something that we need to remember, that when we are having fruits, we have only fruits. When we are having vegetables, we are having only vegetables. And greens are not vegetables. So greens you can add to your salads. Like if you're having a vegetable salad, then you can add your greens to it. Then a very important point is no peeling as far as possible. So all the skin of the fruits and vegetables are very, very nutritious for us, right? So we don't want to lose that nutrition. And that's why we try to consume it in the most natural, in the most whole form. So at Sharan, we say that eat whole foods. That means eat with the skin as far as possible. For example, things where you can chew the skin, chew the peel, and you can digest it. We don't need to peel. For example, carrot or radish or beetroot or cucumber. When it comes to fruits like apples, we don't need to peel them. So we have it with the skin. But things like an orange or a banana, or a watermelon, they're very easy to remove from the peel. So you can just peel it without any tools, just with the use of your hands. So that means they are supposed to be peeled. So Mother Nature has designed everything beautifully. We just need to follow the plan of Mother Nature, and then we will be on the path of good health. When we remove the skin, most of the nutrition is lost, because around 80% of the nutrients lie just under the skin. So when we are removing the skin, we are removing the nutrition also, a big chunk of the nutrition. Also, the most valuable thing that we are losing is fiber. Because fiber, what does it do? It's like a broom for our body from inside. It cleans our body from inside. So this fiber, when it goes into the body, it removes all the toxins, it removes all the extra fat which is accumulated. So this is something that we have to have in more quantity, like the natural fibers in fruits and vegetables, right? So let's not peel our vegetables when we are making salads. Then we have to try to have our salads as organic as possible, like the fruits or the vegetables, whatever we are using in the salad, we have to eat more and more organic produce. Why? To avoid pesticides, fertilizers. All these are chemicals, and chemicals are hormone disruptors. So these chemicals, they cause hormonal diseases, and they are not good for our health. So we want to avoid them as much as possible. They are also bad for the environment. And because of all these chemicals, the nutritional value of these wonderful foods reduce significantly. So we want to eat less food, but with high nutritional value. Whatever we put in our body should be the most nutrient dense foods. Also, if you see most genetically modified foods or foods which are not seasonal, not local, they're mostly not organic. And then there are few preservatives also which are added, so that the non-organic produce may have preservatives, but organic foods generally will not have any of these chemicals which we want to avoid, right? So always choose organic produce whenever you have the option. And of course, no oils have to be added, because oils are not whole foods. Oils are highly processed. So all the fat is extracted from these wonderful seeds. And then we throw the most important nutrient in them, which is the fiber. And we use pure fat, which does not have any nutrition, which does not have any color, because colors are very, very important. Humans are the species who can see different colors of the rainbow. That's an indication that we are supposed to eat all the different colors of the rainbow. And because of this logic, we should try to include more colors in our plate, in our food, in our meals every time we eat. So we have to try and make our salads also very, very colorful, and exclude things which tend to lack color because of the processing. Also, there's no fiber. And this oil is also something which causes inflammation in the body. So we want to avoid it. If you want to add some healthy fat, you can add nuts, you can add seeds, or if you can add things like olives from which you're extracting oil. Instead of that, you can just directly add it to the salads, right? So no oils in our salads. Then no packaged dressings or sauces. So we may feel that just by adding a little bit of these dressings, if we are able to eat a bowl of salad, then maybe it's worth it. But we are trying to get the goodness out of the salads, but then we are adding just a little bit of the things which are making us sick. So it doesn't make sense, right? And why do we want to buy the dressings when we can make our own dressings in just few minutes with very simple day-to-day ingredients? And you're going to learn how you can do that in the salad revolution. So these packaged dressings are highly processed. They have sugar, which makes them addictive, and of course, tasty also, but more than that, addictive. And they have oil in them, they have milk solids. We'll get into details of why milk solids are bad. Then saturated fat is present, synthetic colors, artificial flavors, taste enhancers, preservatives. All these are chemicals, and most of the dressings that you get will not be organic, right? So we want to avoid them and try and include our own homemade or dressings which are good for us. Then I was a non-vegetarian earlier, so I used to do this a lot. I used to add some roasted chicken or boiled eggs in my salads, thinking that I'm having a very high protein and very healthy meal. But now we need to rethink this, and we need to avoid adding any meat and eggs, because we are supposed to eat raw salads. But can we eat raw meat, raw eggs? It's not very tempting, right? And it doesn't feel like it's a natural food to eat raw. Whereas for a lion or a tiger, it may be very, very appetizing, and they can eat everything raw and digest it raw because their body is designed to do so. But in order for us to eat the meat, we have to cook it. We need to add all the plant-based spices and make it colorful and make it edible, add salt and things like that, right? We can't eat it in the raw form. So also, when we eat meat, we know that now meat is also related to pandemics, and it causes pandemics. So we've seen COVID and the devastation it caused. If we want to avoid future pandemics, then we have to stop eating meat and eggs. Also, the raw meat has bacteria which we cannot handle, our body cannot handle. So if we eat a lot of raw meat, then we may fall sick, because the bacteria, we cannot handle it. Our body cannot handle that, right? And the digestive process of meat and eggs is quite different to that of vegetables, because meat is very, very difficult to digest for our body. It takes in a lot of energy and a lot of time. So the meat that we eat stays inside our body for several days before it is eliminated out of the system. So it is rotting and, becoming stale and releasing all the toxins for all the time that it is inside our system. It also has very high saturated fat, which is not good for our heart health. It has a lot of cholesterol. Now, cholesterol is something which is made only by animals in their liver. No plants can make cholesterol. So there's no cholesterol in cashews, almonds, peanuts, or even for that matter, plant-based oils also don't have cholesterol, right? But from where does cholesterol come? Cholesterol comes when we eat the meat and the body secretions like milk of another animal. So all this cholesterol is extra in our body when we are putting it from outside, because our body makes its own cholesterol as much as it needs. But when we eat other animals and their body secretions, then there is an excess of cholesterol which gets accumulated in our system, and then it causes high cholesterol issues and heart issues. So we really have to avoid that. And there's no fiber, absolutely no fiber in meat and eggs. Whereas plant-based foods, the salads that we are eating because we want to get in more fiber, but then we are adding foods in it which has no fiber at all, right? So also, the meat that we are eating these days has been pumped with growth hormones, because actually we are looking at it as meat, but it's an animal. It was a living being who was pumped with these hormones throughout their life so that they grow bigger, faster, and they grow heavier, and the profits can be increased. So when we eat the body parts of these animals, we are also eating these growth hormones. We are taking it into our system, and when we put in the hormones from outside into our system, our own hormonal balance gets disturbed. And that's why these days there are so many hormonal issues which have become very common, which was so rare. We never heard of them before. But now things like thyroid or PCOD or even diabetes, which is a hormonal issue, has become so common. Right? So we don't want to put in the hormones of other dead animals into our system. And of course, there are a lot of stress hormones because these animals live a very sad life, and they are abused throughout their lives. There's so many injuries, and they're separated from their families, and their families are being killed in front of them. And they know that they are next in line, and they are in so much of stress. And when they are being killed, their adrenaline is at its peak. And that very moment, we kill them, and we eat their body, and we are putting in all those stress hormones into our body, and now we see so many cases of depression, stress, anxiety, and other mental issues, right? So let's avoid these hormones. There are also antibiotics which are given to these animals. And when we are eating small portions of meat, we are also taking small dosages of these antibiotics in our system. So then slowly our system becomes resistant to these antibiotics. And it's so sad that today in the world, people are dying of easily treatable infections, which can be treated with antibiotics. But because their system becomes antibiotic resistant, they die of these diseases. So let's save our antibiotics for the times when we really need them. Animal protein is also acidic in nature. So it creates a lot of acid in our body, and most diseases will arise only in an acidic environment. We want to keep our bodies as alkaline as possible, right? So in order to avoid it, we need to avoid adding meat and eggs to our salads. And salads will make our body really, really alkaline. So now, even when we know, like most of us maybe know a few of these points, what are the things that are bad in eating meat and eggs, but still we continue to eat them. Why? Why do we actually eat meat and eggs? So there are two most common reasons why people eat meat and eggs. First is for the protein, and second is for the taste. But there has been so much of research which shows that when you eat animal protein for a long period of time, then you get several health issues like loss of bone density, disorders of kidney function, disorders of liver function, increased cancer risk, especially colon cancer is very much related to high animal protein intake, and of course, the progression of heart issues or coronary artery disease because of the high amounts of saturated fat and cholesterol in the animal products. And of course, because it's so acidic, it also causes loss of bone density. And because it is so difficult to digest and handle for our body, the kidney and liver also tend to suffer. So, if you look at the top sports people in the world, so all these people, they do a lot of hard work, a lot of physical hard work, and their protein requirement will be much higher than what a normal person needs, right? But all these people are all vegan and they are all plant-based. They are eating plant-based food. They don't eat any meat. So if they can manage their protein requirement without eating meat, we can definitely do that, right? I hope everyone agrees to that. Yes. So it's definitely worth a try because I don't know anybody who is protein deficient. Protein deficiency is like very, very rare. Unless you are starved, you won't get a protein deficiency. So let's not worry about our protein. We can easily get all our protein from fruits, vegetables, legumes, grains, nuts, seeds. All these are beautiful first-hand sources of protein. So instead of feeding the protein, instead of feeding the plant-based protein to animals and then killing them and eating their protein from their body parts, let's just have the first-hand source of protein, which is from plant-based foods. Yes. So for definitely we don't need to add meat and eggs to our salads for the protein. And when it comes to taste, we have wonderful substitutes for all the meat product now available in the market, and we can also make at home. But what is the cost that we are ready to pay for the taste? We enjoy a meal for 5 to 10 minutes, right? But our body suffers so much, and we pay the cost of good health when we want to enjoy that 10 minutes of taste. But you know what, there's somebody else also who's paying a very big cost for the 10 minutes of our taste, and that is these innocent animals who we eat. So chickens are the most eaten animals for the protein or for the taste also, right? But these chicks, the day they are born, they are separated into males and females, and then the males are of no use, so they are killed by either crushing them in a blender on the day they are born or suffocating them to death. And the ones who are left are sent to these farms where they are pumped with all these growth hormones and steroids and antibiotics so that they grow very, very fast. They're kept in filthy conditions with the dead bodies of their friends and families lying just beside them. And when they grow big enough, they're packed in cages and they are sent to be slaughtered by the numbers. So this is the true cost of 10 minutes of our taste, which a poor animal is paying. And which is absolutely unnecessary because you can enjoy all of this without having to harm anybody. And it's so delicious. You can join some of our Sharan cooking classes and you can learn how to make a few of these dishes. All these pictures are from the Sharan cooking classes. So I'm sure if you get to cook such delicious food, you would never want to eat the dead body of another animal, right? So for taste also we don't need meat, and for protein also we don't need meat. And it's the same for dairy also, because most of the dairy products that we add in our salads to add the taste are either paneer or curd, or mostly it is cheese that is added to the salads, which is a very highly processed product. So we want to avoid using processed foods and we want to use more foods in their natural form. The digestion process of dairy is also quite different to vegetables. This is also very difficult to digest. There's absolutely no fiber. So if you notice, the properties of meat and dairy are very, very common. There's no fiber, there's high saturated fat, there's very high cholesterol. There are a lot of hormones, because just like a human mother, a cow mother also has a lot of hormones, elevated levels of hormones when she's pregnant. And especially in India, out of 12 months, 9 months, a cow is kept pregnant. And at that time, she's being milked also. And that is the milk that we are consuming. So we are taking in all those hormones into our body. And of course, milk is very, very acidic, because of which, in countries where more milk is consumed, the bones are weaker, and you get to see more cases of arthritis and osteoporosis. So because in order to bring this um, acidic food to the alkaline level of the body, calcium needs to be leached out of our bones. So that's why we have to avoid it, because it's so acid forming in our body. And the antibiotics that are given to these cows are also present in the milk, and then we are consuming these antibiotics. And of course, we don't realize, but there's a lot of pus, blood, and urea which is present in the milk, because that's unavoidable, because the cows are being kept in such filthy conditions, and they are being milked artificially with hands or with machines, that their udders get infected and there is pus. And even the government allows certain amount of pus and blood to be present in the milk that we consume. So it's a very common fact. You can Google about it, how much pus or blood is present in the milk that is being sold in India. And I'm sure none of us would want to feed the pus or blood of another animal to our kids, right? Or even to ourselves. So there's a lot of cruelty also associated with the dairy industry. It's actually very, very scary what happens in the dairy industry. Small, very young cows and buffaloes are made pregnant forcefully. They're artificially inseminated. And then once they give birth to their babies, they're separated from their babies, which is very painful for them. And if it's a male calf, then it's sent to slaughter for the leather industry. And if it's a female, they are not allowed to drink their mother's milk, small babies, and they are separated from their mothers, so that the mother's milk can be stolen and then sold in the market. And when the mothers can't give enough milk, then they are sent to slaughter. So this is the truth of the scary dairy industry, which we have to accept. And this is the time we really need to switch to more healthy options, especially for our salads when we are trying to get healthier. Instead of paneer, you can add tofu to your salads. Instead of cheese, also, you can just replace it with tofu. And plant-based cheeses also you can make at home. They're very, very easy to do. You can learn it at the Salad Revolution, or you can also find several recipes on the SHARAN website. And then there is plant-based curds that you can make, and plant-based dressings that you can make. So you don't need to add cheese or paneer or any other of the dairy products to your salads to make them interesting or healthy, right? So let's quickly do a recap of what should not be added in salads. First is meat, eggs, dairy products, fruits, oil, and no produce which is not organic. Then no peeling as far as possible, no packaged dressings. So then what do we add in our salads? Because so many things are out, right? But you'll realize with time that very few things are out. And the options are just amazing. The number of options that we have, what can be added in salads. You just have to try different combinations and choose the things that you enjoy eating, because you have to make the process very, very enjoyable so that you can sustain it for a long period of time. Okay. So you can add all the different colorful vegetables that Mother Nature has given us, because all these colors are different phytonutrients. They boost our immunity, and they make our salads very, very tasty. Then greens can be added, which are very dense in fiber, very, very healthy. And of course, you can add sprouts. You can make your sprouts at home with several pulses and grains. And then you can add tofu. You can add several nuts and seeds to your salads. You can also powder the seeds and add to your salads, or you can add microgreens, which are very, very nutrient dense. Chickpeas or beans can be added if you want to, really consciously add protein sources to your salads, which is not needed, because if you're having a salad, you're anyways having a high protein diet. But if you really want to add some extra, then you can add chickpeas or beans, rajma, anything to your salads, which is high in protein. Then you can add some curd. You can make homemade dressings and add. You can add dates or date paste to give it a sweet taste. You can add roasted peanuts, which are so delicious and give the just the perfect crunch to your salads. Then grated coconut, if you're worried about adding some healthy fats. So grated coconut is a very good fat source because it has the fiber intact. The fiber has not been removed. Then, of course, lemon juice to add the tangy taste. Even raisins add a very nice tangy and sweet flavor. Spices, different spices can be added. Simply fermented vegetables can be added. Herbs of different types can be added as per your palate. And of course, salt can also be added. So for salt, we use unrefined salt. You can use pink salt or black salt instead of the white refined salt, right? So this is a recap. I'm going to post this image on the Salad Revolution Facebook page so that you can refer to it when you're making your salads, and when you're clicking pictures for the 21-day salad challenge. So please keep these in mind when you're making your salads, and try to include a lot of variety, and please do not add anything which is on the right hand side. So if you want, you can take a screenshot, or anyways, I'm going to post it on the Salad Revolution Facebook page. So I hope I was able to share some useful information, and I'm really, really looking forward to see some wonderful salad pictures on the page. So back
Thank,
to you, Rena.
thank you, Shalu. It was wonderful. And we have some questions which we'll take up
Yes,
quickly because we have two amazing recipes. So,
yes.
Gauri is asking, organic food is expensive.
Okay, so if you start following the Sharan lifestyle, you're not going to have any non-veg, which was expensive. You're not going to have any paneer. You're not going to have any cheese. You're not going to have any of the
Right.
dairy products, which was so expensive. You're not going to have oil, sugar. So all these bad things are going out. So even when you buy organic, and if you see at the end of the month, you'll notice that it's actually cheaper, because eventually all the expensive medicines and the tests and the doctor's visits are also going out. So this is actually the cheapest and the simplest lifestyle that you can live.
Shalu, can I add one more thing? I have noticed, and I'm sure you agree, that our appetite reduces when we eat salads. When we eat
Yes,
organic, we tend to eat much less than than we would if we were eating non-organic. Isn't it
yes,
so?
absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, another question is East Asian diets is purely non-vegetarian, yet they don't have cholesterol or obesity issue. Why so?
So I know about the Indian lifestyle, because see, it's very easy to say that, oh, because we see a lot of people who say that, my mother has lived for so many years and she never got any disease. So every person is different. But what is the lifestyle which has proven to help the majority of people, and we are seeing this at Sharan for several years now. This is actually a lifestyle which is going to keep you away from diseases. And Rena, would you like to add something
Yeah,
to
I
that?
wanted to add that, if you're thin, does not mean you're healthy. Okay, you still
Yeah,
have
correct.
cholesterol issues, you might have fatty liver issues, which cannot be seen. So, this is a big misconception. If you read the China study, it says all the East Asians who have gone to US have put on weight. You can see fatter because of the diet has changed. So, I think I would highly recommend reading China study that has totally, explored the diet of Chinese and their connection with cancer. Manish is
Yeah.
asking, how come raisins are allowed? How are dry fruits okay and not fruits?
So basically, we see that when you eat fresh fruits, that's a different process, because that has a very high water content. But when it comes to dried fruits like dates and raisins, then you can use them a little bit to add to your salads. Their digestion doesn't affect much. Their digestion process is not much different. You can actually add that.
Teja is asking, what about B12 deficiencies? Can you please share alternatives?
Yeah, so B12 is something which is made by bacteria. And you will see that non-vegetarians, vegetarians, vegans, whole food, plant-based, everybody these days is getting B12 deficiency, because we are living such artificial and over-hygienic lifestyles. Unlike our ancestors who used to go out in the farm, walk barefoot on the soil, and take bath in rivers and ponds, and they were naturally very much exposed to these bacteria. So the only solution is to keep checking your B12 levels and supplement as necessary. So we recommend checking your blood, doing your blood tests once every year. And if you are low on B12, then you start on B12 supplements.
Shalu Shri is asking, can you please share the alternative to be taken for low bone density instead of dairy products?
So if you don't take dairy products, you're not doing anything which will cause low bone density. But if you already have that issue, then I would recommend that you go for a consultation with one of our consultants at Sharan, who will design a diet plan for you, which will be designed for your health issues and designed as per your preferences so that you can recover from the issue. So and even if you just follow a whole food plant-based lifestyle, your condition will automatically get better. If you want specific guidance, personalized guidance, then you can please go for a consultation with one of us.
Manish is saying not even olive oil.
Not even olive oil, because it doesn't have any fiber. If you like olive oil, please have olives, because that is the true
Okay.
source of olive oil.
Okay, and just the last question, do we need to add salt just before eating the salad?
Sorry?
Do we need to add salt just before eating the salad?
Yeah, it's better to add it just before eating, because otherwise the vegetables start releasing water. So then, you won't find it as crunchy and you don't feel that it's as fresh. So you can just add it before, just before you start eating.
Thanks, Shalu, so much
Thanks.
for everything. So we learned now, I think there's total clarity of what not to be added in salads. So if you want to make your salads healthy, you know the answers now. So now let's go from Zoom Airways to Dubai, where our next facilitator is going to be showing us how to make dairy-free curd. Okay, so pay attention, everyone. And after learning that, how can you make a dressing out of the dairy-free curd? So we're going to have Veena, who's another sweetheart in our team. And Veena, over to you. Yes, Veena.
Thank you. Thank you, Raina. Uh, Hello, everyone. Welcome to my kitchen today. So, before we make a very colorful salad today, I would like to tell you about my own plant based journey. So, it all started before 10 years when I was suffering on and off with acidity, and it kept on increasing. So there was such a time that I couldn't swallow a single bite of food due to the swelling in my throat. And that time, when I consulted doctor, I was diagnosed with GERD, that is gastroesophageal reflux disease. And my treatment started for 3 months. I was put on proton pump inhibitors, and those heavy medicines my body couldn't tolerate. And I was constantly searching for some alternative medicines or some home remedies. The treatment lasted for 3 months. It definitely gave me temporary relief, but it didn't cure my disease. So after 3 months, when I came to know about plant-based diet, I immediately jumped into the wagon and changed my lifestyle overnight. So I made all the changes overnight, like I went dairy free, oil free, even all processed foods I removed from my pantry. And as an experiment, we just decided to do it for a month. But after a week or so, even I don't remember when my acidity disappeared, along with migraine and some other ailments. Then there was no looking back. So this was about me. Now, about today's salad, we are going to make very colorful salad, and that too with a dairy alternative dressing, that is yogurt dressing. So let's make first yogurt, and that too dairy free. So what we'll do, here I have taken peanuts. So peanuts I have soaked for at least 6 hours, or you can soak it overnight. And we'll make milk out of it first. So we'll make peanut milk. No, so this milk you won't be able to use in teas or coffees or something like that. But yeah, definitely you can make yogurt out of it. And yeah, it's quite. It's very useful for making curry or raita, or you can use it in other preparations. So I'm adding soaked peanuts into the blender. I'll add little water and grind it. And we'll make peanut milk first. So as you can see, it has turned into the fine paste, but we'll still add a bit more water and grind it again till it becomes very, very creamy. Then we are going to heat the milk. So as you can see, it has turned into the creamy consistency. So we will heat the milk. Once it boils, we will add brown rice flour paste to it. So here I have taken 1/4 cup of brown rice flour. So in the recipe, actually it is 1 cup of peanuts and half cup of rice flour. So I'm using half the quantity. So accordingly, I have taken rice flour. So what we will do, we will just make the paste out of it. Just add water and mix it nicely. So there won't be any lumps. Here you can see the milk has started boiling. So by the time, I'll just stir it and make a uniform paste. Yeah, so milk has started boiling, and now I will add the paste. Now, so this rice flour we are adding so that it will hold the milk. It won't like the water will not be separated from it. It was already boiling and it won't take much time. So 1 or 2 minutes more, we just need to stir it continuously. What happens if you don't stir it continuously? Then you might get those lumps. So yeah, heat is more here, and that's why it's coming out. So you need to be very careful. But yeah, on the when you do it on the gas, you have full control over it. Yeah. So you can see it has become quite thick. So how do you come to know whether it's done or not? I'll show you one trick. So if you make this way, if you just put your finger like this and you get clear space, then it means your batter is done. And now we will remove it into the bowl and keep it for setting. So we will add starter now. So generally, how do we do our dairy curd? When milk is a little bit warm, that time we add starter, right? So same way here, we need to add the starter when the mixture is little bit warm. But right now, we will add just now only. Okay, so for starter, you can use rejuvelate or you can use chili tops. So here are the chili tops. You can just remove it like this. So first you need to wash the chilies and then remove the chili top. So what happens here? There are some bacteria found, and which helps curd in fatting. So what you need to do, you just need to put approximately 7 to 8 chili tops. Just place it like this. When it is warm, and keep it in the little bit warm area for 6 to 8 hours. If it is little low temperature or winter, it might take little more time. And you will get your curd like this. This is already done.
Wow,
So
Veena, it looks lovely.
yeah,
I know I've tasted this curd. You cannot have it just like that. You just have to mix it with spices and it's magic. It doesn't even feel like peanut.
yes, yes, true. Because it has no taste, you need to add all the taste like khatta, salt, full lemon juice, salt, everything. If you add, it is good to use.
Yeah.
So we will make a quick dressing out of it. This is extremely simple dressing.
So I
So
use
just
peanut curd for curry, for doklas, and dahi varas, raita, and now we are seeing salad dressing as well.
yeah. So here we are going to add little water so that it will be in the right consistency of dressing. And very simple dressing, simple masalas we are going to put, which are found in our kitchen at any time of the day. So either you can put jeera powder or fennel powder. So I'm using fennel powder, red chili powder, dry coriander powder or dhania powder, and salt, unrefined salt, or you can use senda namak or black salt, whichever is comfortable for you. Then lemon juice. A very simple dressing and very quick. Just mix it.
And it's looking yum too.
Yeah. It's so simple, but you need to try to believe it. It's so simple, but yet tasty. And yeah, our dressing is ready. So here I have for salad, I have taken red bell pepper, yellow bell pepper, then green capsicum. Here I have sweet corn, which is steamed, not boiled. And here I have broccoli. So broccoli is also not steamed, just raw. But if you want, you can use steamed broccoli. Or you can also use sweet potato, which is steamed. Or even steamed pumpkin you can use. Then we have beetroot here. So beetroot also, if you are able to see the skin, it is with the skin. As Shalu also explained that we do not peel the vegetables. And here I have millet. So in the morning session also, Komal explained you about different types of millets that we use. So here I have used barnyard millets or sawa, it is called in Hindi. So just you need to mix the salad and use the
Is the beetroot steamed or raw, Veena?
no, beetroot is raw, but you can put you can just steam it little bit and use if you want. But we like raw beetroot as well.
Lovely. Look at that. That looks like such a wonderful meal also. It's actually a salad meal.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
So
thank
it is like a meal replacer salad. You
absolutely.
don't require anything else with this.
Right, right. Wonderful, Veena. Thank you so much. That was really a pleasure to look at. And most importantly, people also learned how to make, our participants also learned how to make a dairy-free curd. Thank you so much. God bless you. And so we have to run to Ahmedabad now to Palak, who's going to be showing us our next salad. Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Thank you. Bye-bye. So you saw that, doesn't it look yum scrum, right? So salads, as Dr. Nanda said, are actually tasty. We just need to put that little effort. So now from Dubai, we go to Ahmedabad, where we have Palak Jain, who's another wonderful facilitator who loves cooking. And she is very innovative in her recipes, and she's going to show us another dairy alternative. Let's see what is Palak going to show us.
Thanks, Rena, for the wonderful introduction. And I would call it blessing in disguise that one fine day I was going to the market and I fainted there. And later I came to know that it was a blood pressure shoot up, and I was not having any kind of blood pressure issues or anything. Although I used to have some symptoms which I was not aware that this was blood pressure. And then I, and just a family doctor told that you have to take this tablet, a very small, tiny tablet. I said, okay, for how many days? He said, no, you have to take it for the lifetime. And I was not ready for that. So I just started doing the research, and one of my friend was following SHARAN diet. So through her guidance, I started following the SHARAN diet, visiting the website, getting the recipes and all those stuff. And and within no time, the blood pressure wasn't normal. In fact, the doctor who had asked me to take the medication was surprised that he was the one who said, okay, now you can stop, because once he reduced the dosage, and then I was able to get rid of the tablet. And not only that, but I used to have frequent cold and cough. I used to have rosacea, premenopause symptoms, and other few issues and all those stuff. Not even in my health, and I was able to see the improvement in my family health also. So, and I always used to love salad. But you know what? I remember getting all those packaged dressing, and I was not comfortable having all those preservatives and all those stuff. So in Sharan, I was very happy that so many dressings can be made. You can make and store it for 10 days. And then you for a week or week to 10 days, and then you can make different kind of salads very easily. And today I'm going to show you a salad that is made from peanut butter. And this is one of my kids' favorite salad. I mean, I remember there was a time when they will, every week in the summer, they will just ask for this salad in the lunch, nothing else they wanted to have. And it is usually made with raw papaya. Today I'm not having raw papaya. Raw papaya is readily available in Gujarat, so it's not an issue, but it's not available in your state or place. It's okay, you can use any other vegetables. So first of all, we are going to roast the peanuts. So these are raw peanuts. These are raw.
Palak, you forgot to put the oil.
Yeah, and it's a myth that for removing the skin or for roasting, you need to put oil. You don't need any oil. And in fact, you can see that I'm not using non-stick. I'm using a steel pan. So we are just going to roast the way we roast our peanuts. And we are not going to remove the skin. So we don't use any kind of non-stick or aluminum ware, not even ceramic coated. Aluminum leaches in our food. So is the non-stick ware. Non-stick ware has Teflon coating, and after some time you will see that there are scratches and maybe from some of the places it has started to get. Just a second. So this is how you are going to roast your peanuts. It's going to take longer. You just get the idea that you have to roast it. After roasting, this is how your peanuts are going to look like. Now, usually when we use peanuts, we always remove the skin. But in Sharan, we don't remove the skin. So you don't need to remove the skin. And we are just going to add this thing in the mixer. Now, either you can use this peanut, or you can make a peanut butter and then use it for the dressing. Both the things works. So if you don't have peanut butter, then you can make like this. And then we are going to use some of the ingredients. So here I've got date paste, which is going to sweeten our dressing. Now you can use date paste or some harik powder also. We don't use sugar. Then I'm using soy sauce. Soy sauce is from Kikomon. It is naturally brewed soy sauce. And usually the one we get in the market is artificial soy sauce. So kindly don't use it. It's easily available on the Amazon. Some lemon juice. So whenever you are making a salad dressing, few things are very important. You need to have a sweet, sour, and a spicy element. Then we are going to add some salt, which is unrefined, some chili powder, garlic, and some ginger. Again, ginger is unpeeled. Can you see? So I'm going to add all the things in the blender. Lemon juice. And then I'm going to add some water and blend it. You can use it as a dipping sauce also. You can have some veggies, different kind of vegetable veggies, and dip it in the sauce. If you don't have date paste, then you can use dates also, soaked dates or any soft dates. We have got few pieces. That is not blended properly. I'm just going to add some water, more water, and blend it.
So if you just take the peanuts and you blend it, you'll get a peanut butter. That was the alternative that we were to show here. So you've learned how to make peanut butter, and you have also learned how to make curd. Okay, so these are two things. And RK, how about dry dates? Yes, Palak said you can add kharik powder. So that is dry dates powder. Okay.
So our creamy dressing, peanut buttery dressing is ready.
Looks yum.
Yeah. For instead of lemon, you can use tamarind paste also. So the dressing is ready, which was very easy. And now we are going to have with a salad. So again, here, can you see I've not peeled the cucumber. Cucumber is with the peels. And these are some black tomatoes, organic tomatoes. It's very indigenous and very yummy. Some corn. Again, it is steamed. Some spring onions. Yeah, thank you. Some bell peppers, mixed bell peppers, and some basil leaves. And you can just drizzle it on it. And some crushed peanuts. It gives a really nice crunch to this salad. It's a must have. Can you see I've not discarded the peels? It's with the peels. I'm just going to drizzle it like this. And my dinner is ready in 5 minutes.
Absolutely. And that sounds like a Thai inspired,
Yeah.
yeah. Great, wonderful. Thank you so much, Palak. It's really, really delicious. And would you by any chance have peanut butter ready, which we can show
Yeah,
our
yeah.
viewers? Yeah, if you can bring that. Uh, yes, Kanama, it is cucumber. Is the salt used in dressings iodized? We use always Himalayan rock salt because we do not want to use the salt coming from the oceans. Okay. All these ingredients you will be able to, the recipes and the ingredients you'll be able to see on the SHARAN Salad Revolution Facebook page. Okay. So please see that. Okay. And Palak has got,
This is how the peanut butter looks.
yeah. So all you do is take roasted peanuts and blend, and it becomes like a butter. Okay. And this is the sauce. All right.
Yeah. And
Uh,
this, yeah.
yeah. Ramya is asking raw papaya releases some milk. How can raw papaya be used?
So in raw papaya, you need to peel the skin. Huh? You can't use the skin because it's very bitter in taste, and it is not. And the milk is actually a good thing. You know, most of the companies. I remember my dad used to tell me that most of the companies remove that milk and use it in the medicines. So it's very good. It's not going to harm you.
Wonderful. Thank you. And Palak, I would add a little tofu also in this.
Yeah.
That
Sure.
it would be like a really Asian Oriental salad. Thank you so much for that lovely, lovely recipe. And I'm sure everybody's inspired. And it's so easy to make dressings and it's so easy to make butters as well. Thanks, Palak. So you saw our food is absolutely delicious. You just have to try it to know. Okay. Love you all. Bye bye. Thank you.